the magic out. Save picture. Pictures.
What's happening at the moment?
Magic.
Right.
Boom. Magic. And then here we got magic step 2. Alright, open the link. Save image as. Boom. Magic. Fucking magic. Alright, I think everything looks good.
Seems fair.
Everything looks fucking sexy. Alright, let me open up these documents. Can you give me the document in Steam chat? You know, put it in Steam chat. If you have
Steam? My Steam is closed.
Alright, Techie, you put it in Steam
Just
chat.
give me a sec. I got it.
Okay, I'll put it in Steam chat. No,
okay,
no,
never mind,
I'll
Techie,
do it.
you do it.
Not stream, Steam. Quick question, who is Jaximus? Jaximus is Jaximus. Maybe I should flip that around. Special guest Foda. I just put special guest Foda since Jaximus is gone. I got a Steam message? Nah.
Yeah, I'm working on it. My computer's working at the speed of a potato.
Alright, I'll just get it. I got it. I'm just gonna mess up the cams for a quick second to scroll up to find this. Boom. Close the chat. Got it.
User joined your channel.
I'm still sending you the message.
Foda's here.
Oh, hey, look at that! We have a photo! Like, we're on, like, a decent start. Kind of.
Yo.
Alright.
Hi.
Hello.
You are really quiet.
I gotta get
your
the
channel.
soundboard. Hold on, we're almost there. We almost there. Alright, one more program open up. We 3 minutes on time. Let's go.
On time, professional.
Let's fucking go.
Why is my name color-coded purple, Foxtree? I'll have you know I
Wait,
Blue
for what?
fits
What
me
are
so
you
much
talking
better.
about? What's
Wait,
happening?
no,
What?
even in the Google Doc, your name matches your lips.
It's darker than my lips.
Yes! She did this on purpose, man. Dude, Voxy's a
No, she literally
mastermind.
color-coded
I really like the color
everything.
blue, okay?
Yo, so let's go ahead and start this thing. What's up, guys? This is Snackxsy. We got our host, me.
And the crowd goes wild.
We got Techie.
And the crowd goes wild.
We got
Yeah.
the very beautiful Voxy.
Thanks.
And the crowd goes
Appreciate
wild.
it.
And we got the one and only, the legend himself, the original Queen Nymane, the
Man, we are good
And the
at this.
crowd goes wild.
You
let's-
didn't even say his name.
we got Foda, boys. I was gonna do it. I was bringing up the hype. You messed it up, Voxy. It's all good. She always mess up everything.
I didn't miss anything. Okay. Okay, cool. Yep.
All right. So we originally planned for Jaximus to be here. Jaximus has finals, I think. That's what he said. But so he can be here. So Foda, being the wizard that he is, read our distress sign and popped up in chat and, you know, offered himself to be a guest today. So shout outs to him. So we're gonna take this moment that we were gonna ask Jaximus questions and allow Foda to introduce his job at BMG, what he
you
does.
could just ask me Jaximus's question.
Oh, for real? Alright, let's go. Let's go.
I suppose
Alright,
that's fair.
you gotta read the script, Kevin. You're first, man.
Fine, okay. Hello, Foda.
Hello.
So, first question we have on our list from Voxby was, did you play any fighting games before this, or was Brawlhalla your first?
Smash 64 for
Best game.
actually 9,000 hours or more. Like my whole life ever since it came out, Smash 64.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was always on the GameCube one.
No. No,
No,
I'm a
not
Smash
Melee?
hipster.
Wow.
I never played
Yeah,
Smash a day in my
64.
life.
Ooh. Need to.
I was a Halo player.
Okay, next question. How were you introduced to Brawlhalla?
I was cruising through the Steam online co-op game section, like searching by that tag. And even though this game didn't have 2v2 at the time, it was still showing up as online co-op. So I downloaded it.
Seems
once
fair.
I saw what it was, I was like, oh shit, Smash on PC, on Steam, that's awesome.
So you got this game just for the 2v2? So you're a big 2v2 person. I see on your Steam you play that you play the volleyball game, and you guys go super ham with
I just play co-op games. That's just my thing. But
okay.
I didn't get this game specific for the 2v2. I just got it because it's Smash on Steam.
Oh, okay.
Seems like the way to do it. Like I always wish that Smash could be online. Like I played all my N64 playing, after it initially came out and stuff was online, with through a NetPlay emulator, and you got to deal with this frame delay and stuff. And Brawlhalla is like the dream come true. Like they finally did it. They made a platformer, a brawler with good NetPlay with centralized servers.
Let's go.
So it was like the obvious thing for me to start playing.
All right.
But yeah, just cruising through Steam,
Yep,
looking for games.
that's how I found it too. Okay. I have possibly the worst question for you, since we all know the answer to it. But
Okay.
who is your main, and do you have more than one?
First of all, I only do that so in case people are new here. Anyways, continue.
Oh, was that a bad review of your question? Of your prepared question?
Apparently,
It
jeez. man.
Hey, I'm
I hate
sorry,
that.
Voxry, that you gave me a redundant question.
Well, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm
Queen
just trying to
Die,
be through.
Queen Die,
Let's go.
But I also play Bryn and Asuri. That's my strikeout squad.
All right.
It's undeniably his main.
So Andy, you can skip your first question. So go ahead and go for your second.
Well, that's
question.
his main. I was just going to ask if he liked anybody else in particular.
Oh, okay.
Just who are your favorite Legend
Like
of Legends that may not be your main?
Yeah, well, actually, I have a higher level on Bryn than I do on Queen Nai. But that's mostly because, when I first joined, there was no levels on characters, and I was playing Queen Nai just non-stop crazy. And then, right when they introduced the leveling, Bryn came out, and I switched to Bryn, because they nerfed the hell out of Queen Nai, dude. I'm sorry, guys, I got Queen Nai nerfed to the ground, and Axe was just so insane, and Bryn's new, 5 decks Axe just crazy. So so I have higher character level on Bryn, but I'd still say Queen Nai is my main.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty much the same way. So that's why I asked that. See? All right.
Good
Then
question.
next is
Good
what are your
question.
favorite weapons, if they aren't, your main weapons.
Yeah, Guitar, Spear, and Axe. That sword's cool
Seems
too.
fair.
I love doing sword down combos.
You can't hate on sword, dude. Nobody can hate on sword. Sword is
Yeah, right.
the staple of Brawlhalla.
But definitely, I don't I've played a hammer maybe 5 games total.
We're the
And
complete
guns,
opposite.
Too. I just don't know anything about guns.
The complete opposite of me. I play nothing but hammer.
You know what though?
Yeah, I'm
Gauntlet.
garbage at hammer.
I'm pretty sick at Gauntlet.
Oh, you already got.
I'll tell you who's sick at Gauntlet. Tybo, dude. He pulls off
Spoiler
these
alert.
5-6 hit strings.
Dude, Tybo was
crazy.
he was like the original Qatar main, right? one of the when the series came out, he played like guitars and did like crazy things with them or whatever?
I don't think so. Is he
No?
known for guitars? I don't think so. His thing was always, well, I guess he played guitars on Sentinel. Like he was like winning tournaments with Sentinel and stuff.
All right, all
But
right.
he only used it because of that neutral sig. I don't think he cared that much about the guitars.
Oh, yeah. Tybo's he hops on whatever's the strongest.
Yeah, nah, he admits to that. He doesn't care. But man, he's gonna be maining Golem as soon as it releases. That's his main. Cause I see him over there on his desk, just playing Golem, dude. Like I don't know what he's doing, what his work is at the time, but he's just playing Golem.
No, that's totally
maining it
work. He's
already.
fine.
All right, professionalism. I like it. Let's go. Is it professional
so
if
next
you play
question.
Brawlhalla
Oh,
at
God.
Brawlhalla though?
Yeah, I guess it's technically professional.
Let's go.
No, it's actually weird. Like it's totally normal to just be playing Brawlhalla in the middle of your workday. Like I felt like it was something I had to minimize when somebody came around my desk, you know. But
Yeah.
it's like that's totally like the thing to do. Like we actually like today we got the patch coming out and stuff, so we needed to test a bunch of things. It was like stop what you're doing and start playing Brawlhalla. Like this is your job now. It's awesome, really.
All right, go ahead, Andy.
This reminds me of the conversation we had on Monday. Where I was like, oh wait, we are in video game business.
Yeah, it's weird. It's cool. That
Yeah.
new game mode is awesome. I'll tell you that. Sneak peek when that thing is being awesome. A lot of fun.
Seems fair. All right, so this is totally unbiased opinion. This is only if you think there's, balance issues. Who do you think are the best legends and/or weapons for competitive play at the moment?
Oh, yeah. I don't
This
know.
is only
I
if this
can't, I guess I
applies.
can't have a very good opinion of that because, like, I don't play guns or hammers or bow at all, right? But for I guess it's up to the player. I feel like it really doesn't help so much to have a weapon if you're not any good at it, right? But yeah, I guess they all have a pretty fair shot at being top tier. I can't say what weapon is best. That's definitely. Also, I haven't been on the 1v1 ladder in a long time. Swords are great in 2v2, right? They're definitely top tier in 2v2 because as soon as you land one neutral, like you set up for a black hole, it's really
Right.
easy to get black holes on them because it holds them in place for a while, gives your partner time to set up, knocks them across the floor very easily, never any like upward force on it or anything. So I think swords are top tier in 2v2, but like 1v1, I don't know, they're all good. Well, we saw Pugsy winning with guns, right? We saw him winning BCS finals with guns. He basically threw his axe away at all times.
Yeah,
So,
guns I think guns can just beat everything, to be honest. If played like correctly.
right, yeah. You got to space yourself out. I mean, yeah, I think you're right, but I also think that the other player there's always some way to counter it. Whether or not it's easy to, is something, but there's always a way.
Yeah, it gets into the whole mentality thing. Like, you gotta fail so many times and not get tilted or anything like that just to be able to get in on guns and, actually beat them. Because playing like
Yeah.
Memoria, playing Memoria is
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, like if you just
IQ test,
just
man.
do just to the basics, the fundamentals of exactly what you need to do to hit them and not get hit with guns is very effective.
Alright, it's my turn. Let's go.
Let's go.
So you say you don't play ranked ones, but I'm pretty sure you
I'm about to start.
you're gonna start playing more ranked ones.
I'm about to
Alright.
start.
So, but out of what you've seen in the tournament, tournament scenes, Gravy Cancel and BCS, where would you like the meta to be? Because the meta now is slowed down. we
Yeah.
see a lot of people get on Spear and Sword like Twilight and Stardust when he's on Ping. Like they play this, very slow, spacey, like space to
Yeah, attack
Sare.
the air in front of you kind of thing.
Yeah.
Let them approach and let them make a mistake. Yeah, I mean, that's obviously, nobody likes that, right? That's just, you do what it takes to win. You can't blame anybody for playing passively when that's an effective thing to do. But, yeah, obviously, me and I think I can speak for everybody at BMG wants it to be fun to play competitively, right?
Hmm.
And I think it's pretty unanimous that that's not fun to play against. Some people like to play as that, and it should be something, it shouldn't be like awful to do that. If your whole style is to play reactively, that should be like a viable thing to do.
Hmm.
But it shouldn't be like, extremely effective to do that. But like I can say like, oh, Parry sucks, it's so effective and stuff, but I can't actually sit down and do it against somebody to show them how effective it is. I'm not good at it.
True.
I end
True.
up just doing my normal thing. I need to do my normal thing to win. I can't actually just stand there. It's not only as simple as waiting, dodging back, and attacking, but when it comes down to it, you're better off letting them attack first and avoiding that attack so that you can hit them during the recovery frame. That's confirmed. And so we're definitely going to be trying to do, we're always trying new things on this. We have like a whole like chat channel devoted specifically to approaching and making approaching like fun and better. And it's tough. Everything you do to help the aggressor ends up helping the passive player even more.
True.
So
Does this chat channel only include devs, or does it include like the players that also get in on the?
There's players.
We definitely talk to players. But no, I'm talking about like the internal.
Oh, okay.
We have like an internal system to talk to each other. It's pretty funny. People at the office barely like get up to talk to each other. They just type. Like Raiden's actually right next to me. I could poke him, but I still just like hit him up on the chat.
Well, let's go. Standing Snapchats right next to each other. See each other in the background. All right, so back when up and coming, trying to be the legend that you are, what was your practice routine?
I had a good friend that I played with, Shadow Lords. He is just a god at every game he plays, and we practiced like all we did was fight each other. Like 14 hours a day, just fighting each other. And then by the time I like fought anybody else or like tried out ranked, like I was already really good.
Oh, okay.
So I was never actually like training to be good. It just happened because I'm playing against this guy. He's just good at video games.
Yeah, I guess like if you already have a fighting game background, then just like once you learn the moves, you just apply that fighting knowledge. Like a very good example would be like Twilight. Twilight been playing Smash for however long, and when he first got into the game, he just applied whatever Smash knowledge he had with Sword, and now look where he is. He's like one of the best players in the world, just doing the simplest things and just using that Smash knowledge that he has, watching dodges, his spacing, and things like that. So I can understand that.
It was also really similar to Smash 64. There's like a lot of similarities in this game to Smash 64. So I felt like as soon as I started, I already had a really good feel for the game.
All right. So now we can get into the juicy information, because we already know you dropped from Boo, right? So this question was like, what can we expect from your future team? Like, I mean, what we can expect in the future from your team, their competitive team or clan or whatever. But you dropped from Boo, and now you're part of BMG, right? So now we can talk. What can we expect from you as BMG? Like what's going on, being the esports director.
Man. All right, so I'll tell you what you can expect.
Let's go.
You can expect an insane online tournament series that will lead up to Worlds. Like, I don't want to. I can't talk prize pool. I can't really talk much about it at all.
No, that's
but
fine, man. We
I got
understand.
a budget approved that blew my mind, right? And I have pretty high expectations. So it's you can expect you can expect that good players in Brawlhalla just might be able to start legitimate careers playing our game.
Oh, is it going to
Yeah.
be EU and NA?
Yeah.
Like BCS
But
times
we're
3
actually
times
going to
2.
be focusing completely evenly on US and NA. We want to, EU and NA. Yeah, we're gonna be we're basically there's a whole like huge viewership in EU that is like totally untapped as far as the competitive scene goes. Like I didn't even know this till I started working here, but there are actually more EU players than US players, and in the dev streams, of the majority of the viewership is EU people. That could be because of the time, a lot of US people are working or at school and stuff like that, but still, we get a lot of viewers, on the dev stream, and it's mostly EU, so yeah, you can expect we are going to be treating US and EU totally evenly in regards to this online tournament series.
I got another legit question. Are we gonna see a Brawlhalla ESP like Spanish? Because Milo said there's a lot of people that want to play Brawlhalla, but the game isn't like the whole untapped population of like South America that it's not there yet because the game isn't in Spanish. The dev streams aren't in Spanish, so. Is there a future for like Brawlhalla like Spain? Not Brawlhalla Spain, but Brawlhalla Spanish?
Yeah, I don't know. I've never actually discussed that with anybody since I've been here. That would be cool, I mean, we can make events and stuff focus on South America, but it all doesn't really help unless we have an actual Spanish like show, like Spanish streams, and the casting is all done in Spanish and stuff like that. I mean, I could see that being something we do, but we have no plans for it, I can say.
Yeah, it's really
sure.
early, especially, still in beta and such. So, kind of just give and take.
I
But
can
it
see
sounds
that being
promising.
something
Like, that's a
for
good
sure,
idea,
because
obviously. It's just, that'd be such a big thing to do that there's only so much you can do at this point in time in particular.
Yeah. Populix. Who's on the horizon? That totally happens on Spanish.
Alright.
Quality. Oh my god.
Let's see, can I think of anything else? Nah, I got nothing.
The dev stream?
Yeah, we'll move on to the dev stream. Yeah.
Alright, let's talk about Golem, because I'm pretty hyped for Gauntlets, and I assume everybody else is. So,
I'm not.
the tentative stats, which not really, promising, since those are just copy-paste from what they just gave. Supposedly at 6, 5, 7, and 4, in that order, for strength, dexterity, defense, and then speed. But I kind of doubt that's going to actually be what it is. Maybe it will be, but kind of hard to tell at this point. Thoughts on that?
They say stats aren't final, but stats are most likely final. Like, me being a hammer main, I've been talking about what I expect from a new hammer legend, and like something that has decent like an average or above average dex with an average or above average speed. But like when you see a golem, the stats here match a golem. Like the stats that do match the golem is the defense and the speed. Like you don't expect something to be made out of rock to be fast, and you also expect it to be some type of tanky also. So like I seriously doubt that they're gonna change anything, because they have some of the 6 done. They already have like the artwork done. They showed it on stream. So like most likely the golem is going to be there, and the golem is probably still going to stay slow. And my biggest problem with this, like, is like people said, when they release gauntlets, they kind of want to be able to balance gauntlets before they do anything crazy with it. But I feel like before you make if you're not making a legend with two new weapons, then I think that the legend should be based on what needs to provide variety for the existing weapon, hammer being the case, and them making like another 5 dex, slow movement speed hammer character doesn't really provide the variety for hammer. It feels like they just slapped hammer on the legend, and it's like, okay, we're gonna come out with gauntlets. We don't want gauntlets to be too strong, or like maybe gauntlets might be too strong, so let's tone down the stats of the first gauntlet legend and then figure out a balance for it. So I totally feel like they dropped the ball on making a like hammer to be something like as a main weapon. Like it feels like hammer right now or hammer on this legend is just like, oh, here's just another hammer legend. He's the same as every other hammer legend you have. Slow dexterity is like average, but he's just another slow hammer legend. And I was really, really disappointed. I was super disappointed in what happened with it, to be honest.
I mean, that's fair upon first inspection, but I suppose you'll have to see in-game as well. Like, it's really hard to make judgment without actually playing as a character, because I know I've been really judgmental about a character upon first inspection, but once they're actually released, I'm like, oh, this feels better. Plus, with supposed buffs and nerfs, and maybe it'll improve or get worse, depending. But I think it's just a matter of trying it first. Like, I understand where you're coming from, but just one of those things where it's like, somewhat hype, but at the same time, tentative. Like, it's just, you have to wait and see.
True, whatever's in the patch today might change my opinion on, like, hammer as a weapon and its playstyle and its place in the game. But, like, if I'm looking at it from what hammer is right now and how you have to play with it and the stats that would make a good hammer legend by itself, then currently I think stats are even more important than SIGs. Like, people, like, SIGs are very important. Like, they identify the legend because only that legend can do that SIGs, but I also believe that stats are what makes the weapons themselves, like, that's how you pick a legend. Like, if you want to play a tanky axe, right, you want to play a tanky fast axe, you play Ogrim, right? If you want to play a very balanced axe, you can play Bryn. If you want to play a glass cannon axe, you play Jala. There's a big variety between what you play on hammer, but like as of right now, it's like every hammer legend is basically the same except for like Cassidy. Cassidy has the most dex. Like, Cassidy pushes the limit when it has dex, and then you have Nash, which kind of pushes the limit with movement speed, but then everything else is like completely, like, you only play if you play hammer, you think of Bodvar, and then you kind of go crazy if you play not crazy, but you kind of like, you spice it up with Nash or Cassidy. But there isn't much variety in hammer legends. It's like everybody plays hammer exactly the same, and I kind of wish that the game would be pushed to, like, if you want to play an aggressive hammer, if you want to play a slow hammer, if you want to play a hard-hitting hammer, things like that, then it would be, they would make the game like that. But who knows what the future has in store. That's just how I feel about it.
Yeah, it is hard to make judgment based on something that's so early, but I do understand where you're coming from. I don't think that's completely unreasonable. That being said, I never play hammer anyway, so I'm just kind of like, But I'm excited for gauntlets.
True, I'm excited for gauntlets too. I mean,
it sounds to me like you want Cassidy's stats on a new character.
Not so. My ideal. So I believe in, like,
what are your ideal stats?
My ideal stats for a hammer is like Bryn. Bryn would be great for hammer. I would even play. I would
5,
play.
5, 5, 7?
Yeah, 5-5-5-7. I would even play Lucian with a hammer. Like, I think movement speed trumps, and a lot of people disagree with me on this. Like, players like EXO and Dobrin, they disagree with me. But I think movement speed outweighs dex on hammer, because, like, if you miss with hammer, or like if you miss with hammer Sair, it doesn't matter how much dex you have, you get punished, right? Stomp is the same because they wanted they so a long time ago hammer was having problems with its combo, so they made stomp the same for everybody. So stomp is more or less similar. Neutralite startup frames, it's more or less similar, and then hammer, it's kind of really weird in terms of like how you play it. Like, so I was playing like a heavy air game hammer, and what happens is like even on Cassidy, if you do Sairs, Sair is probably the most unsafe thing you could do on hammer, but it's like one of the better moves. So if you Sair and you miss, you get punished no matter what, like, because you're stuck in that momentum. Like axe, sword, spear, guns, they all have this. You can adjust your velocity or your movement speed mid-Sair. They can space very strong. They can Sair through people, backwards through people, and hammer doesn't have that because of it's a big weapon. You swing it and all your momentum goes through it. So that being the case, it's so hard to play all of the moves, the whole move set of hammer, and you can see this a lot in competitive play. Like Exo plays Bodvar, right? And he will play sword. He will play sword before he plays hammer. You know, like even Twilight will play sword before he plays hammer. Stardust will play axe before he plays hammer on Taros, and like you see that they pick up the hammer, maybe they get a surprise Sair, and then Sair never works again, then like now they throw it. And it feels like hammer, to do anything, you have to throw it. And I don't think throwing should be the identity of a weapon. It should be an addition to every weapon, but I don't think throwing should be the identity of like hammer. Because like that's basically the only way people play hammer. You pick it up, you go through them. You can throw up. The hitbox has a down hitbox, so you can catch the top of people's hitboxes. If they jump up, they get hit with the throw that you just did upwards. And it feels like the best way to play hammer is to just throw it and then go for stomps. And I don't think that is like that. Like, I think every weapon should be able to use every part of its moveset, and hammer kind of lacks that.
I don't know. A big part of hammer and what makes it so good is its dominance in the air, right? From the y-axis, right? So off the side, you'll see Exo do this a lot. You'll see a lot of good. Stardust basically had his whole playstyle revolving around this before, but you basically don't lose from the bottom, right? Your recovery beats out actually everything in the game. So, and if you don't want to do a reversal with the recovery, your nair beats out everything in the game because you have that reach, and that's what gives hammer. That's hammer's identity is heavy reach. Like I don't think you can make Sairs unpunishable even if you trade off strength as much as you want or force as much as you want, just because the hammer's gotta be a big slow weapon. It hits hard. It's a hammer. It's a giant ass hammer. They have to drag it behind them when they run. They can't even carry it, you know. But yeah, I guess the identity of it, I just disagree that the identity of it is throwing and stomping. And stomping's awesome, right? Because some hammer signatures are so fast that they combo directly off of a stomp. Both our side signature, that's just absurd to me that you could land a stomp side signature, and Sentinel's neutral sig, right? And even Golem's neutral sig kind of, I don't actually remember if it's true or not, but it's definitely a viable option, neutral sig off of your stomp, right? So with that combined with your nair and your recoveries, and not to mention the awesome ground pound, it's definitely one of the best ground pounds in the game. You know, like you know, a big thing for hammer is being able to go off the side, ground pound. If you miss, recover, and you get them anyway. You know, and if they're above you, you can basically just nair them to death. Like if they can't get around you, if they mistime their dodge through you, you will kill them with some nairs.
Nair got nerfed. You could do that before, but Nair got nerfed.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Nair got.
Okay,
you
yeah,
could. I remember
Nair,
juggling people with Nairs used to be a thing, and then they nerfed Nair. But like, a lot of what you're saying, it pushes like hammer on the ledge. Like hammer on the ledge is amazing, but hammer in the neutral, I feel like hammer lacks in the neutral. But of course, like what you're saying is totally true. Like if you can push your opponent to like the ledge, or even so I wanted to. So Dobrin is known for being the most optimal player in the game, right? So I was
Yeah,
watching. I
I
wanted
would
to
agree.
stay in. After I played my matches with him on the Brawl League, I wanted to stay in the match and see what he would do if he would play Hammer. And me and Dobrin were the only people that played Hammer that whole I guess set or round, or like in the round robin. And what happened was is that when you go to so when he played on Thunderguard, a lot of the times he did exactly what he said. He used the recovery and the nairs. He used the recovery and the nairs by going through the shenanigan zone of Thunderguard, right? And I counted how many Sares that he went for. Dobrin within 2 games went for 6 Sares, and he obviously, like, no matter what, like, even no matter where his opponent was, he didn't go for Sarah because he felt like this. I guess he felt like going for a Sarah, it most likely will miss and then he'll get punished. So what happened is
Yeah,
that he never goes for Sarah. His approaches are very limited, and he punishes. He was playing at TB, so he punishes players, or he punished TB by not going for too many approaches. If he did approach, his only approach was like jump, dodge, and then down air. So his only approach in the air was down air, and everything else was stomp and side lights. And like to be able,
yeah,
the playstyle, it didn't feel as if he was doing everything that Hammer had the ability to do. It was more, he never nared. I mean, he nared one time, but it was never it was never something that he actually looked for. It was like go to shenanigan, come up for
yeah.
recovery, then go for down air. Down air has very fast, starts up fast, it ends fast, so that's super safe. Land on the ground, wait for an approach. Stomp is super fast and beats out a lot of things if you time it correctly. I was practicing this today, but never did he nair. Never did never in the
Right.
neutral.
Yeah.
Never
No,
did he
he
nair or
tends not to
Sair.
use moves that have
Yeah,
recovery frame. I have a lot of recovery frame. If
and
he
I
can get punished for it, he'd rather just not use it. And,
and
and I agree with you. You know, every weapon should be like, if you use everything in the whole kit well, then you're good at the weapon. You know, or that you'll win. You'll be able to win with that instead of just some things.
yeah, and then like
That would be cool.
even then, what it's like, so I can't really say, oh, Hammer is bad, like Hammer is this, Hammer is that, because I don't think all of the stats for Hammer has been explored. That's why I was super disappointed with the stats of this one, because like we already have a 5 dex 4 speed Hammer. It's like we already have a tanky Hammer. So what are we like? What is being tested here? Like, we're not. There's no way to know if Hammer is good or bad because we always get the same thing. It's like you can understand how Katars are good and like every part of Katars because there's a Katar legend for everything. There's a slow Katar legend. There's a very fast Katar legend. There's a glass cannon Katar legend. There's like you can find out how Katar is played and every set, like with all of the stats combinations or majority of the stat combinations because they explored them. But Hammer, it's like there's nothing really being explored with Hammer, and I think if like Bow Hammer doesn't bring something that's different that we haven't seen yet, then I feel like Hammer is just being like shafted. So
Yeah, yeah, okay, yeah, I know what you mean. Well, I mean, ideally, right, and I'm sure it's the plan that they're gonna cover pretty much every weapon with every stat combination. You know, not stat combination, but let's say stat archetype, right? And so I don't think it's reasonable to think that there will be a legend with Hattori style stats that has a hammer, right?
hmm
I can see that being a thing. You know, I'd really like to bring stances into the mix. We kind of It's kind of really late for that now. The competitive community's pretty much said
yeah,
no
this
to stances, and that's why BMG didn't do stances. You know, and now they're balancing signatures in like a static way and not necessarily based off of your stats and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So they'd kind of have to go back and change a lot at this point to bring stances into the mix. But that would be a cool way to get what you were thinking done, to be able to have, to where your stats affect your playstyle instead of just the weapon itself.
Yeah, I think stances would be really great.
It'd be cool. I know the competitive community doesn't like them, but I think it'd be cool. But at this point, it'd be a lot of work to put in, so I'm not sure it's something that we're even looking to do.
True. All right, we spent way too much time on this, I think. So we can go ahead and move on.
All right, what's next?
Go ahead, Voxy.
All right, I think we're briefly going to talk about the new skins, just because I'm pretty hyped about them.
Oh
So,
my God.
new Diana, new Varax, at least as far as we're concerned. There may possibly be another, since they tend to do that. Let's start with Snacks. What are your thoughts on the skins?
Oh man, I already got some jokes lined up for tomorrow. You already know. As soon as the day ends, I'm writing the script for my Patch with Snacks video. I'm so ready to go in on these skins. But you guys not gonna hear you're not gonna hear anything. You're gonna wait for tomorrow. You're gonna hear all the jokes. So I'm not gonna talk about it. Techie, you've been awfully quiet. You've been sitting there. You've been in the corner, dude. What's up?
I've just been listening to you do the hammer rant, so
Do the thing.
I didn't feel like I
thing.
needed to
That's
interrupt.
why.
But skins, the Diana skin reminds me a whole lot of the Scarlet skin, where it's kind of like special soldier looking thing. So not really my favorite. I like the bow. And then Vrax, it's a good new take on his outfit. I mean, 70s disco dancer Vrax is pretty good. The real good thing is the KO effect, because I need that, because I mean, what better way to kill someone than
Whoa,
kill
we
them,
haven't
send them
gotten
off
there
with a
yet. We
salute,
didn't
and have
ask Foda
balloons
what
and
his
confetti
thoughts
go.
were.
Hey, just cover all three at once. It's easy that way.
No, I don't. Okay. So, Foda, what are your
Yes.
thoughts on the skins, huh? Since that we're still on that topic.
I need to be reminded which are the skins that we just released, so I don't talk about one that's not released.
So you got the Diana with
'Cause I've been looking
the
at a lot of
goggles.
skins.
Diana with the goggles and the vest and that thing, the cross.
Oh yeah, okay. I love that skin. That
Oh
is like
my god.
that is like robot ninja assassin skin. I love it.
Yeah.
It's super cool. I didn't realize it was Diana for the longest time. I was looking at the skin for a while. They've done so many revisions on it. Like it's so many little things. Like there's like a little crack in the lens of her right eye that was like.
All right, I
that,
see
like,
it.
With that, without that, like she's got these spikes on her ankle holsters. So freaking cool.
All right,
Yeah, that's my favorite
silver
one, I
stakes.
think.
All right, nice. Okay. What about the Vrax and the
So,
Lord Vrax?
The Lord Vrax skin, yeah, that one was really cool. Actually, that skin started out as kind of like an old man skin, not old man, old alien, I guess, old wise guy kind of thing, and had like a lot of wrinkles around like the chin, like the just on a lot of wrinkles on the face, and they kind of started changing it. Everybody on the team gives their feedback and stuff, and I think now it looks really cool. It looks like you want skins to be appealing to the most number of people, right?
Yeah.
I think that one is. I like that one a lot. I don't play Vrax, and I think I'd play it to try that skin out.
All right. Andy. Foxy.
Whoa, okay. Wow, that was abrupt. So, new KO effects. How about them apples? I'm pretty excited for them.
I love the new KO effect. It makes this funny sound when you kill and you die. It's so awesome. I love it. Love it.
Yeah, when I see the new KO effect, I always think of like the kids saying "Yay!" when somebody dies or something like that. That I think it's really cool. I just hope that the price on it isn't like too crazy. I wasn't a big fan of the shade or most of the sidekicks being like 80 mammoth coins, something that barely gets used in a match. Doesn't really have any special effects at the current moment, being so
Oh, you gotta use the high five taunt.
expensive. But then you gotta buy the high five taunt, and then on top of that, you gotta
That's how
buy
we get you.
you gotta buy the the sidekick on top of that. I
Sure,
don't
that is how
know,
you get
man.
them. It works, confirmed.
But hopefully it.
Yeah, I don't know what it'll be, but I kind of overheard them discussing it, and like you gotta understand, there's a team of people like decided it's not an arbitrary assignment for the price, you know, because like obviously the goal is to like generate revenue, right? But that doesn't mean shafting the players, because if you make the price too high, people won't buy it. Right? It's not like pay to win. Like there's really no reason to buy it unless you really like how it looks, you know.
Mhm.
So it's gonna be set at the right place for it to get the most sales, you know. So it's gonna be in a good place, I think. I don't know what the price is gonna be, you know. When they asked me about it, I was like, oh my god, it's awesome. Make it the cost of a premium skin, because it's so hype. And I don't think they're gonna do that. I thought they should, but I don't think they will. You know, we'll just have to wait and see. I don't think it's even decided yet.
True, the patch hasn't dropped yet. Maybe I think they still have a few more hours to, dial in on some things.
For the record, Owl is counting down in PMs to me when he's going to be unsilenced. There we go.
There it is.
Alright, so patch notes. Does anybody have patch notes? Nobody has patch notes?
Nope.
Techie, you got
Nope.
patch notes?
No, I
Nope.
wrote down the teaser that they wrote on Twitter, though. At least that's something to work with.
You got a couple surprising
Is it
new
written in chat,
custom
or you
game
could just, like,
mode
handwrite
and
all
map
the
strike.
patch notes in
I'm super excited for map striking. I don't know how it's gonna work, but if it includes banning a map from being played at all times in the room, let's do it. I'm banning.
Well, I
I'm
briefly
forever.
talked about it. There's the turn striking, and like the snake striking, and then like the all-out crazy one.
Yeah,
I
map
briefly talked
striking is
about before.
basically just like people have always been doing map striking in competition, and this is just kind of a way to visually represent it and just make the whole process easier.
Yeah, I think.
For the streams, it's easier for the players, and that's mostly just going to be the free striking mode where people can do whatever they want and they just have a visual representation of it. But yeah, you've got the turn striking where you just take turns, or snake striking where you go back and forth through all the people, and so yeah, it's totally going to be what you want, Snack. If you're playing in a custom game and you got striking on, you will totally have your chance to ban a map that you don't like.
Yeah, I also think that the picking random is broken, because I've gone on stream and I do have recordings of getting King's Pass 7 times in a row. I think King's Pass
Yeah,
needs
they
to
know.
be.
They know that the random is not up to par. They know that. It's something with the engine that they're using. They might have to go in and add their own kind of random. Because in every programming language there's a random function, right? And you just tell it to be random, and it's random. But I guess the one we're using maybe isn't that random.
Oh, speaking of King's Pass, okay, so you're a big Smash player, and
Yeah.
I don't know if you play competitive Smash, but I'm pretty sure you've watched it and you understand enough about like map banning and like what is considered a legit, like a legal map for competitive Smash. What do you think about? I know you're a Nye main and Nyes love King's Pass, but
Yes, they do.
in terms of King's Pass being a legal map in Brawlhalla, how do you feel about it? Because for me, I feel like if they were to drop the left side, the side that's higher than the other, I feel like the map would be legal then. But because that side is elevated and isn't isn't equal with the other side, I feel like the map creates a disadvantage for like whoever's on either side, because you have to burn an asset just to get to the other side. Just to move to the other side. Not even not even to approach. Like before you include the approach, you have to, like, let's say somebody's on the left side and you want to approach, you have to burn a jump, and you only have a limited amount of jumps. So having to burn a jump, or like even if you go on the side and then you hang on the side, you still have to burn a jump to then approach. And I feel like that's kind of unfair in terms of it being a legal map. But this is my first fighting game, so I don't really know.
Okay, yeah, I have some thoughts on that. So, I mean, first of all, I like the new King's Pass. I know I'm a Queen 9 main, but even in the old King's Pass, I was like, yeah, this map's an insta win for me. Like, it just is. Nobody ever fought against me on tournaments. Exo did once in a show of like I could do it because I'm Exo, and I still beat him. And so I knew it was unbalanced as a player. But the new King's Pass I love, with the slants that you got on it. You can't shark around it. I like it a lot. And as far as what you're saying about burning a resource to get to it, jumping off the floor isn't burning a resource. You have 2 mid-air jumps to use, and when you jump off the floor, you don't use one of them. Right? So I don't think, and it's arguable like which side. I don't think either side has an inherent disadvantage. Depending on the weapon you have, you might be advantageous below the player or above the player, right? If I have guitars, I'd rather be above you. If I had hammer or guns, I'd rather be below you. So it's different on both sides. It's not, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. We don't have to have every map be symmetrical, right? People like the new Blackguard with one platform on the side. I like it. I think it's cool. Maps don't have to be completely symmetrical. In Smash, I liked Final Destination. That was like my only map. Just flat, nothing in the way. But, seeing the competitive meta, it's like you need to play on different maps. Some characters have such huge advantages on one stage that's like you have to have different ones. Now, I think Brawlhalla is different. Brawlhalla is an actually balanced game. I'll go ahead and say that Melee is one of the most unbalanced games ever. And it's because they don't care. The devs are like, they're not intending to ever change it. And most of the tech and stuff in that were accidents. It just grew to what it is by like chance. It turned out the way it did by chance, right? Whereas at Brawlhalla, the devs are constantly balancing. There's always balanced discussion. We have one of those chat channels we're telling you about. And one of them's balanced, and there's always talks in there. And it's not just like, I think this. It's like actual, like, efficient developmental talking about what things should be at like a technical level.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think in Brawlhalla, because of that balance, the stages don't matter quite as much. Like, there are some things, it's good to have sword on Great Hall. Because you can do the sword downlight combos and stuff, but it's pretty minimal, the advantages you get from stages, in my opinion. So I don't think, I'm definitely wouldn't, and just as a map itself, I like King's Pass. I don't think we should take King's Pass out of any competitive map pools.
Alright.
But there is one to be said, right? Grumpy Temple, that is not in competitive 2v2 map pools in tournaments, right? BCS doesn't use it in their tournaments. But it is used in ranked, and people, a majority of people have complaints about it.
Yeah, it's way too big.
Yeah. Whatever it is, that's something that you might see balanced in the future. In just in general, when the majority of the competitive community doesn't like something, we work on it.
Okay.
So I think, King's Pass, I like it. Let's keep it.
All
right, so I really want to talk about this since Raven teased it. Foda, let's talk about this dodge bomb that he was talking about, huh?
I love it. It's not too big of a secret. if you've been around for a while, you've actually seen Dodge Bomb be played before. It was on a dev stream a really, really long time ago. Like before I even started playing, long time ago. And
Wow.
it's a lot of fun. It's like an insane amount of fun. We were doing 8-player dodgeball in the office just before I came in here. Yeah, it is loads of fun. So
What-
it's basically, I guess I could just tell you, the patch is coming soon enough. I don't think I'm getting in trouble. I'll
Well,
just tell
Raven
you
said
all
you could
about
talk about it.
Yeah, so what version is
No,
being
Raven said that
released?
in chat. I'm not even kidding.
What version is being
What's that?
released?
Oh, Raven said I could? Oh, Raven said I could.
So what version is being released? The one where you can't move on platforms, or the one where you can actively move to another person's platform?
You can actively move,
Alright,
and the
alright.
platforms were widened.
Ooh, okay.
So
okay.
there's two bomb spawns for every platform. There's 4 platforms. The platforms are a good deal higher than the center of the y-axis of the map. So like, you know, if you fall, like you could spike people pretty nasty just doing unarmed spikes, you know, and unarmed gives and stuff like that. But yeah, just basically from what you saw in the video, you can move. The platforms are wider, 2 bomb spawns per platform.
Alright.
That's basically the deal. And I don't remember what it looked like in that old dev stream. I kind of remember that bombs spawned above you and fell down.
Yeah. It was
Yeah,
on Thunder,
this one
Bomb Spawn.
They spawn in a static spot. They're not on the floor. They're like just a little bit off the floor. They always spawn in the same place.
Alright. Seems hype.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I'm
it's
hyped.
seriously a lot of fun.
I don't play Snowball too much because one of my favorite people from Brazil, Nebo, destroys me in Snowball, and I have nightmares of that day that I played him on stream, and so I don't know if I'll play this too much.
Traumatic. Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand.
Alright,
Yeah, it's a little different than Snowball in that, well, I mean, besides the obvious things like where they spawn and stuff like that. In Snowball, one of the best strategies is to start near somebody, like with a momentum dodge, and throw at them. And you can't do that here because if you're too near them, you hurt yourself. Like I killed myself plenty of times doing that, just trying to get a nice accurate shot. And so it's pretty fun being like you want to get close but not too close.
Alright.
It's cool.
Alright, Techie, it's all you, man. Talk about your calzone information, man.
Okay. I feel like Foda covered most of the things that I would probably be able to talk about, but community-wise, there's a few things. There's a new clan that announced yesterday that is going to be paying players some, small amounts of money to, based on how they place in tournaments, which I thought was a pretty cool idea. I talked to the guy a bit, and he was pretty passionate about the scene, wanted to give back, so I enjoyed that. A couple of the groups that are, mid-tier clans or some of the social ones have actually been starting to reach out towards a few sponsors, and because they were asking me questions, and I've been teaching them the past week kind of about how all it works, and we're starting to get some responses that are good, so we should see a few more that are not just orchestrated by me, so I'm pretty excited for that people are taking initiative now.
Alright. Is that team that was supposed to be that was bullshitting for the last 3 weeks? They still bullshitting or what?
I messaged their CEO, so I'm waiting to hear back.
Oh,
if I don't
they
hear back. I'm just gonna get a different sponsor. For
they
those
still
guys.
on that good bullshit, right? Alright. It seems good, dude.
Yeah. I'm pretty sad about all that because that should have gone down like a month ago.
Ooh, the bullshit is real. Alright.
We're gonna be generating sponsors here soon. The idea of this online tournament series coming up that leads up to Worlds is to make our pro players larger than life, And so we're gonna be, it's not like we're it's not like we're like just calling sponsors up and trying to sell our players, but we're gonna have this event where these players are like, they're getting a lot of attention, and sponsors wanna show off their brand, and they're gonna have a good way to do it with our players.
All right. Seems good.
Yeah.
Seems
Of
good.
course.
Seems good. So I don't know if you've seen the podcast before, Foda, and
No.
but there's this moment when it's kind of a therapeutical moment of the podcast when we just take all of the fuckery and the shit talking and all the salt and we just
And
unleash
Foda,
it
you thought I was BM.
and we just unleash it. So I had my therapeutic moment talking about the hammer. We had a nice conversation. I that was my therapy. That was my moment. I let it out a little bit yesterday on stream, but I just wanted, if you have any salt, like if anybody in the office is ticking you off, right now is the time to
Man,
raise that,
that's how you get in trouble.
the best finger on
I
the.
I got some salt I want to let off my chest, right?
Man, go
Let's do
ahead,
that.
man.
I
Don't
got
even
some.
get yourself in
I
trouble,
got
but
some
let's
salt.
do that.
Okay, so disclaimer: these opinions of mine do not represent the opinions of BMG as an organization. Right? Okay, here's my salt. Right? What the fuck? Why does the competitive community like 1v1 so much more than 2v2? Right? I get that it's easier to get into because you're just one person, right? But team play, man, it's harder, right? If you're bad at 2v2 and you're good at 1v1, that means you're bad at video games, right? You can't pay attention to more than what's right in front of you. Come on, right? Like, get good, right?
It's got real.
2v2 team games are fun,
got so
right?
real.
Maybe it's me. I'm biased. I like co-op games. Coordinating with a teammate is difficult, right? Pulling off shit like the lads do. Those guys are fucking heroes. They're amazing. I love the lads. That kind of
Same.
shit. That should be like. I want to make team combos. I want to make black holes the stuff that the lads do, right? I want to be that to be the standard thing. Like, part of you being good at this game is like having a teammate and practicing with that teammate and synergizing with them so well that when that guy's doing a downlight side air, like when like I already do this, right? With me and Exo, right? Exo knows in 1v1, he knows, when he does his downlight combos, he'll do a downlight, he'll do a gravity cancel downlight, and he'll do a recovery because you have a chance to follow that up with a nair. It's the best thing to do. But in 2v2, he will always sidelight that guy to me because he knows I'm waiting for it and I'm gonna punish with him, right? That shit takes skill. That's what makes 2v2 great for competition.
Foda, let me take it from here. Listen here,
You said to unleash, alright?
Yeah, listen here, you bitch ass motherfucking Perry bitch ass Hattori spamming neutral sig ass motherfuckers. Around here, man, we got partners, alright? Shout outs to Renz, alright? Around here, we got the one and we got best friends. We built synergy, you bitch ass soft ass. I can only downlight Sarah ass motherfuckers. You know what? Fuck you, huh?
Yeah, man, preach it.
Well, aren't you glad to have visited us?
But that being said, to get back, let me put my BMG shoes back on, right? We're gonna make 1v1 sick, right? We're gonna make 1v1 sick, and we're gonna be focusing on 1v1 from an esports perspective for all this stuff leading up to Worlds and at Worlds, and it's gonna be sick, right? We're not gonna let something lame happen at Worlds. And it's not going to be the focus of it. It's going to be cool, right? So, I don't know how we're going to do it, but I trust in our team to improve the 1v1 experience so that our competitions, not only are fun to play, because that's obviously important, but are visually appealing so that you can get into it as a spectator sport.
All right.
You know?
Good
yeah.
shit.
But yeah, yeah. Fuck the fairy players, right? God damn.
Well said, everyone.
I did not expect any of that.
Generally don't.
Let's go. Yo, I want to give a shout out to Techie and Voxery for not having the shit moments that they have usually during these podcasts. Shout outs to you guys.
No, we had him in chat.
Whoa, what?
Do we have him in chat? Alright, never mind. Fuck that. I take that shit back. Fuck both of y'all,
We
alright?
were letting you
Cool.
two talk because you were like the
Okay, I was handling things pretty well.
Fuck both of y'all.
You know,
Fuck
I dealt
both
with
of
a
y'all,
lot
man.
of shit today.
You know
I was
what?
actually tilted at one point.
Fuck both of y'all, okay?
And then she straightened her camera.
Yeah, fuck both of y'all, alright?
My camera's straight, my head isn't.
You know what?
I'm just permanently tilted.
You guys suck, alright? That's all I gotta say.
You
Okay.
suck. Don't give me that.
We gon' be alright.
Alright?
We gon' be alright.
Alright, we're gonna be alright. But you suck, alright?
don't
You
know
guys
that.
suck. Alright? That's all I gotta say. But yo, that's the end of the podcast. We're out of time. Thank you so much for stopping by. Really
It was my
appreciate it.
pleasure.
I love your good work
Agreed.
that you do on your channel. It's very beautiful work. You are a wizard. You are a legend.
You are a legend, man. Thanks
Hey.
for having me. I loved it.
Let's
Love your
go.
show.
So right here, guys, I'm gonna sign off, and by signing off, I mean I'm gonna close the Skype call and close TeamSpeak, and I'm gonna switch to overlay. And so I would like for my fellow cast members to, go ahead and wave, especially Voxy. I'm talking to you.
I just did. I always do. Shit.
She's like the slowest waver.
She's like the
You're like
worst
the slowest
waiver.
waver.
Get your
Foxy,
wave
you're
game.
the
Improve
worst.
your wave game.
Exactly. All right. Let's go.
Just waving.
There you go. Good shit. Nice. Let's go. What your blue lipstick ass. All right, but
Whatever.
All right, but yo, we're out of here. Thank you guys for stopping by. Check me out on YouTube tomorrow. I'm gonna upload this podcast. I'm gonna upload my patch with snacks. It's gonna be better than the last two. I know that for sure. I'm getting good at this editing stuff, and yeah. Salute to you guys. See you guys later. Peace out.
Alright, peace out.
Bye.